I bought Facebook stock today. I bought it at about $172 a share. Last I looked, it's down to $169. Do I care? No. I haven't owned Facebook stock since last June. Let me give you the backstory. I was in Florida on the Panhandle with my grandson and my granddaughter. We were taking them to a movie. They were in the back seat of the car. Nita and I were in the front seat. And they were laughing and giggling and whatever. And I knew they were doing something on their phones. And I gathered that they were taking pictures of each other and sharing them with their friends because they're both two good-looking kids. I asked them, I said, "Are you sharing that on Facebook?" And my grandson said, "No, I'm not on Facebook. I don't have a Facebook account. And my granddaughter, Emma, said, "Neither do I." I said, what are you doing? He said, "We're on Snapchat." I said, "Why don't you have a Facebook account?" And they both said, "Because it's irrelevant." This was out of the mouth of a 13-year-old and a 15-year-old. Because it's irrelevant. My generation doesn't use Facebook. Your generation does. It's dying. The next day I sold all of my Facebook stock. Because if he wasn't on it and she wasn't on it, I wasn't going to own it because it was irrelevant. I bought it today. Let me explain to you why I bought it today. I have always known that Facebook is one of the probably 5 largest grabbers of data in the world. I knew that they had something like 90% of the United States population on it. I knew that it is the best advertising vehicle available today. I talked to a local Toyota dealership, and he shared with me that probably 80% of his business comes off of his Facebook page. I had seen that Facebook ran some commercials with 2 girls in a auditorium, a lecture auditorium, and the professor was lecturing something about sound, and one of them pulls out a kazoo and starts playing it, and another one pulls one out, and they both dance out of the place and down the steps and onto the street, and all of a sudden there's a whole group of people playing the kazoos, and I said, "What's that all about?" And I knew about Facebook groups, and I have a Facebook business page, and I have Best of U.S. Agents Facebook page, but I'm a real estate agent, and I don't really find any benefit from any of my Facebook pages relative to my real estate business. But then I read an article in yesterday's Wall Street Journal, and the title of the article is "Facebook Looks for Redemption on Main Street," and it's written by John Stoll. If you don't subscribe to the Wall Street Journal and you'd like a copy of this article, because if you go and you Google it, you're going to have to subscribe to the Wall Street Journal. But if you'll go to bestofusinvestors.com and register there, this weekend I'll send you a copy of this article and my analysis on Facebook so that you can know what I now know. I also then want you to go to a web page, facebook.com/business/boost/grants. Let me tell you why I bought Facebook today. Because I believe Facebook has just announced, and it is taking us into the next era of e-commerce, the next era of brick and mortar commerce. Facebook has announced that they are going to offer $100 million in grants to small businesses, both in the United States and in around the world. They want to basically partner with small businesses, restaurants, bars, hair salons, yoga studios, plumbers, bricklayers, whatever, builders, real estate agents, but they want to do it initially only in the communities where they have offices. I'm in Birmingham, Alabama. They don't have an office in Birmingham. They have one in Huntsville. So I can't qualify to be a part of this as a real estate agent and as a small business. I also think they want, if I remember correctly, they wanted you to have at least 5 employees. And what they want to do is, as I assume, because they're doing it in the cities that they work in, they have offices in, they want to meet with you as a small business owner and find out what your needs are and what your plans are, and they want to offer you grants. And then I think they're probably going to offer you help. So I'm a real estate agent. Let's assume I'm in Huntsville, Alabama. And I go in and I sit down with them, or they come to me and I say, well, I'm developing this neighborhood with 47 lots, and what I really need is a credit line so that we can build some spec homes, and I really need some help in getting the word out that this is available and that we're building homes for baby boomers who want to downsize, and it's in this and such neighborhood, and I need help getting that out. And they said to me, okay, well, Kerry, we can open up a credit line, and what we'll do is we'll guarantee your loans to help you build some spec homes, and then we're going to put our staff on building you a specific Facebook web page and marketing it to your target audience in Birmingham, and we'll do that for you. And in exchange, we'll enter into a partnership, and then we'll share at some level on the growth of your business. And we'll be able to chart that. And is that something you'd be interested in? Well, what do you think? One of the largest corporations in the world, one of the best marketers in the world, the social media marketing giant of the world, wants to be my business partner. Wants to help my small business grow, wants to take advantage for both me and them of one of the worst things that's happened in my lifetime, this virus, and how it has shut my business down and helped me take it to the next level. In my mind, I think if I was a restaurateur and I owned my favorite restaurant in Birmingham, Alabama, Hot and Hot Fish Club, and my name was Chris Hastings, and that Facebook came to me and said, you have an audience, you have a following, we want to help you secure that following and build on that following. You have a reputation, you're a James Beard chef, and we want to help you grow that. We don't want to take anything from what you've got now, but we want to share in your growth. And they learn from their experience with me, and they learn from their experience from Chris and all the other thousands of other small businesses that they're offering this to, this $100 million. And they start a new era of online and brick and mortar commerce, where they come together. Hell, this is the birth of something brand new. This is comparable to Jeff Bezos and his wife moving to San Francisco and renting a house and starting to sell books. It took them 14 years to turn that into a profitable enterprise. I believe with Facebook's knowledge, with their broad reach, they'll be able to turn this in 12 months. Let's use 14. In 14 months. And they'll be able to change the way business is done. They'll be able to give power to the small businessman. And the reality is, and think about this, I think I heard today on Squawk Box that 40% of all the employees in the United States are affiliated with small businesses. Think about the change this is going to make. So why do I bought it today at $172. What do I care? if it isn't the bottom? What do I care if it goes down to 148 where I really wanted to buy it and I didn't get it at its last bottom? What do I care? Because I believe I just bought into a company that is going to change the world and going to change the way we live and the way that small business operates. I believe that Facebook, and I believe that other giants are going to take this model and they're going to follow it. And they're going to give power to the small business owner. And I want to be a part of it because I believe that my $172 purchase in probably 3 to 5 years will be worth $1,720 a share, because I think they're going to change the world. And what blows my mind is they didn't know about this opportunity until 30 days ago. And I want you to go to that website and I want you to see what they did in less than 30 days and what they've announced and what I picked up on and what I'm sharing with you. This is, if the virus is the worst thing that's happened in your life, you're going to see the best things that are going to happen in your life as a result of it, as the way the world changes. And what I'm just sharing with you is just the beginning of this. I watched on Squawk Box this morning. Alan Freeman was on. I love him. I've read several of his books. And he made the statement, and this really resonated with me. He said, do you remember 9/11? And when those planes went down and the horror that went through the world, and how you made a decision at that point that you would not get on an airplane again until you knew there was no terrorists on that airplane, and how your life has changed since that? Well, that's exactly what's going to happen as a result of this virus. Your life is going to change, and there are going to be winners and there are going to be losers. Your task and my task is to figure out who the winners are going to be, because their winnings are going to be astronomical. They are going to grow. Just think of what Facebook has done. They are reaching out and gathering in the small businesses of the world and say, let us help you. You own your market. We want to help you service it better than you ever have been able to, and we want to grow with you. I'm aware of another company that I think is going to do this very same thing, very similar thing, and I'll share that with you next, in my next video.